this again. I wanted to try this out in the whole Shonen Jump Sunday stream, just because we get all the new chapters at once, and I think it'll be fun to try again. See how it goes. See who's gonna stop by. Real quick before I kind of tweet out the stream and do all that stuff, let me just go and see exactly. Okay, we got chapters. I'm probably gonna skim through the One Piece chapter because I actually want to know some of the context, like just kind of like the stuff specifically. I'd say with Green Ball, I kind of just want to look at. I might save that for later if I don't really have much for it. I'll read the Jujutsu Kaisen chapter. I'll skim the Jujutsu Kaisen chapter because I wanna get more of the. I want some of the clarification on the narrator. Is this? Oh, this is last week's. Is it? When is it gonna update? Should be updated now. Let me see real quick. Shouldn't it show the next one in a half hour? No, it should be now. It's a normal time. Maybe they just haven't gotten to it yet. I don't know. If so, I'll just talk to the chat or whatever until then. Are the chapters not out? I'm actually like really confused because usually like it'll have like one, but it's like if you like sometimes it won't have the sometimes it won't have it like on their main page, but if you go to the specific page, it'll show me. It shows me on the app. So let me just give a minute for the website. Maybe the website will just kind of like get better in just a second, and we'll talk about these and see exactly what's up. Once that happens, I'll probably then kind of get the stream tweeted out and whatnot. Okay, it is up. Never mind. So give me a second. I'll refresh the main page and see, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. 1 second. I'm playing a game at the same time, and I'm just making sure that I don't get killed. So let me go back to the page. So I want to have it on screen. So we got the new one. So I'll refresh this as well. Because I want to try that Ruri Dragon series. That's not what I'm going to skim. Aliens are I'm going to read. Obviously Mashal. We're going to read Undead Luck. Doron. And Mission Yozakura. I'll start with One Piece in just a second because I'm pretty much just going to skim it. I want to see exactly what there is for like general context with just Green Bull. So I'm gonna get the chapter or the stream tweeted out really fast. Oh, let me go back. I don't want to have anything on screen. It's not a pro move. Really fast. Go to my channel and we'll send it out. Make it nice and quick for everybody, and then we'll get to talking about the chapters themselves, seeing what's going on. And I've been saying it, but like the Mashal chapters have had me really excited. I can't wait to see what's going on with this dude Agito and Thanatos. I don't think there's any shot he's gonna win. I'll be surprised if any of the Divine Visionaries win against the what were they called? I can't remember what the 5 dudes were called in like their brotherly group. It was like quintuple? I think that's 5. Yeah, something quintuplets, like catastrophic quintuplets or something. I don't really remember. Not the coolest name for characters who are sitting at a high level like this, and especially their magic. I want to see what kind of crazy magics they have. I always have that general kind of bias on a character just on like what their powers are, but it's like if I know they're gonna have some really crazy, like complicated over the top ability, that just makes them like sitting and waiting more fun. And when you know their magic is going to be something really crazy, then it's just kind of like waiting for them, and you feel like it's going to be a little extra worth it. And so I assume Dooms is going to be strong, but it's not going to be as complicated. Oh, but maybe it's like in combination to hit like how he fights or something. There's like just something that kind of in combination makes it complicated or something. Like I feel like this is going to be really, really neat and less as much of a crazy just wording OP magic. Like one of them might have like radiation or something. It's like all the crazy stuff you can do with that. What's up though? Pentaquill. That's kind of cool word actually. What's up, Ashizura? What's up, Josie? Sunday's boring without Black Clover. I'm telling you, read. Do you read Mashal? Like for real, like Mashal. It's not the same series, but it can really help as like another Shonen Jump Magic series. And I think with some of the different style that it goes in, the different direction it goes in, that it'll be, I think for Black Clover people, they would generally pretty much like it. Obviously not everybody, but I feel like a lot of people would. There are stuff that I like in design more in Mashal than I do in Black Clover. Like, I like how wands work way more than grimoires. And then, like, the magic system Black Clover, obviously, like, the grimoire is one component, where it's like, it's not nearly as much for Mashal, but I really like how the evolutions of the wands go and like how the different lines and stuff and like advance with like abilities and like what these guys can do as just like an indicator visually. Like, you get out the wand, it becomes a sixth staff or something, and then after that point you can summon some god from your magic. That's really cool. I'm a big fan of that style. Let me see. I'm just gonna tweet out the stream real quick. I can't really put anything for. I don't really care for hashtags right now. It's like Black Clover's not there. I don't think Mashal's got a huge thing. Iron Mash is a combination of Black Clover and One Punch Man. Yeah, it's pretty much. It's like imagine One Punch Man, but it's magic instead of superheroes. But personally, I like it more because Mash is more of a kind of rooted character than Saitama in terms of like the story aspects. Saitama is like 100% a gag character. I like, if you don't count him as a gag character, it's still just like he's just so much more powerful than everybody else that it's not even fair. But like I think it's just like no matter who shows up, he's just gonna kind of like one tap him, and it's just like in that style where it's just kind of continuous like that. It would definitely be a more comedy than actual like continuous writing setup, like as like a story itself, not as something that's just done built up for a chuckle. Whereas like Mash, there are people above him. He does have to train. There's like areas where he still has to progress, and on top of that, like he is just at least as of right now physical strength. So like when he runs and hacks people, like he can fight them, but there are things he has to try and figure out how to work around, which is pretty fun. I definitely really like it. I think it's been a pretty enjoyable series. I don't know how anybody can dislike Mashal, because like I noticed like some people dislike Mashal for I don't know what reason, but then they'll like One Punch Man. It's really weird. Oh yeah, let me go to the chapter. Where am I at right now? Oh, for One Piece, yeah, the new One Piece one. It's stuff for like the game or something. Like there was a couple things I just really wanted to get a little bit of context to really fast, just like more official ones and not the. I mean, actually, I know like Viz's translations is not that good sometimes, but what was the Cypherpole guy's name? Yornik. Because that was one thing I was really wondering. Is like this guy actually has a name because I couldn't remember any of their names prior, and I didn't know if I was just missing stuff or it's like I don't know, because it's like I guess the CP0 is supposed to be super secret, so it's like, well, maybe they just won't have no names. But nope, never mind. I was incorrect on that. I never paid too much attention to them because I knew that they like it seemed like they were one of those backgrounds, like plot characters that are not going to really do anything and just kind of like be in for the sake of events in the story. Because it was like when they first showed up, I thought they'd do stuff, but it's like they just sat around for so long. It's just like there's no way they're really gonna go in the direction initially thought. I get this cat out here. I don't know why she comes in here every time and wants to immediately leave. Get out of here. Go. Come on. No. Come on. There you go. Good cat. Yeah, I don't know why she does that. It's like every time it's continuous. I guess she keeps it consistent. Green Bull having the hockey tipped roots. I actually think that looks. Well, I thought that looked kind of cool, and then I realized like it's pretty much just a wood version of what Doflamingos looks like. Fairy Tale prediction. Have I not done one yet? You're right. I will do that. I'll do that immediately after the stream. I completely forgot. I've been putting it off But I'll get that out. I'll get that out today. We'll do that after the stream because I was thinking like I work today, but I don't work until the afternoon. So I was like, I'll just do my stream in the morning. Easy for the Shonen Jump Sunday ones because the chapters come out pretty early for me. But yeah, I'll get on that because it's like one thing I wanted to talk about in the prediction video is we're at a really weird spot because either the next chapter has got to be something like Kieran and the other Dragon Eaters get up and there's like, you know, a next round of combat, or it's like we have to get back to the Dogromag fight because there's not really anything else that we could get a chapter focused on unless like Kieran and the Dragon Eaters do something, you know, as a plot twist, or if we could just kind of go back to the Dogromag fight. Because otherwise, like, if Mishima doesn't have any other plans for the Dragon Eaters, and it's like we have to just pretty much get back to the fight. Because it's not like it's not like the other, or like a general kind of step with arc. Because if he doesn't, this is the only event left. This is the only thing left going on within this. We can't have a whole one on Eleftheria unless it's like back and forth between Eleftheria and Ignia, and it's like revealing what their plans are. But I don't think that's going to happen yet. Personally, I still feel like this is, like, there's a couple, like, volumes, I would say, left. Like, I would guess, like, at least 2. So, I don't know. I know it's like Copium, but I feel like the Dragon Eaters are going to get back up. I mean, I could easily be wrong. But, like, I feel like it would make sense to have them get back up. They're Dragon Slayers, so it's, like, you know, obviously, like, durability and stamina, you know, getting back on their feet, that comeback factor. But it depends on like how long Mishima's trying to make this arc, because he could just have it so it's like, oh yeah, they end it, the events end soon, you know, goes through Dogromag and that's it. But I don't know. I think that'd be a little bit strange to just kind of like then jump through it and then go through Dogromag like already, because I think Dogromag also he's a character that I could easily see dying in this whole setup just because, you know, the threats he's thrown out. But I feel like logically Mishima, just from what he's shown and from what he would probably, you know, need to do for the character if he's only going to have him in the next, you know, 2 volumes or whatever, guessing. And that's going to be to show off Dogromag's character. Because if he's going to be somebody like Zero, we have to have everything about him pretty much within the span of time. And it's way more so than Zero, because with Dogromag, he's a pretty big character to the large scope of the series. So Mishima has to give him, you know, it's a pretty good set of a display. And I think he's been good so far. I've liked just how Dogromag's general personality is. I like how he just kind of goes about himself. He seems pretty cool, but he seems very, like he's got that like super powerful confidence set up too. I like that about him. Kaido's ass, Wano was mid. Parts of Wano were cool. I think Kaido is alright. I know people got all hyped up over Kaido initially, and like near the end, I mean his design is cool, but outside of that, like this guy's design though I don't like. I think it's kind of lame. He looks kind of like the young version of Senior Pink, and I'm just not for it. It didn't seem like anything that was kind of crazy for me. They changed Buggy's title in this one to the Genius Jester. I liked Bombastic Clown more in the other one, in the one online, the fan translations. I think that's a better one, the Genius Jester. Unless like they're naming him that, like this different version because, well, one, I don't think it's Jester because it's always that he's a clown, because his title is Buggy the Clown, and then it's just bigger titles to it. I feel like they just made it weird, but it's like I guess it kind of makes sense because it's like he's where he's at through public image and like his large scope of his crew. But I want to know, like, I want to hear like what was the nail in the coffin that put Buggy there. Like I want to hear their side of things. But yeah, the only thing I kind of think left was just like what exactly is gonna go on with like this dude. Like I think he's gonna be a measuring stick character. I think it's gonna be a measuring stick character in I think that he's gonna get clapped if it's not for somebody like Usopp and like Nami or like a lesser group or something. But it's like I don't really think they could do anything here, because like the people that would be able to fight an admiral are fresh, and I don't really see that being a problem for them at all. They got so many people on their side to fight Green Bull. Like Luffy alone can just clap him, but it's like he's gonna be going at like the Straw Hats fresh, so I don't really know what this guy's gonna do. Yeah, he just comes off like a simp. We don't really care for him. What's going on, dude? How are you? I'm doing pretty good this morning. I like the Selene panel edit. Yeah, Selene's showing the chapter, but she's only allowed to show you so much, as we don't want to get copyright strikes. The Jujutsu Kaisen chapter, there were some bits I thought was pretty cool that would look really neat to see animated, just like them running high speed, but like from the overhead shot. I thought that was pretty cool. And the part where they beat up the shipping container, it was neat, but it takes up such a large part that this chapter just like it reads so fast because there's so little dialogue. But I get it's supposed to be like that. It's a combat chapter, and there's some cool stuff like you got Kashimo grabbing like the panel grate, slicing up his face, and Akari just healing. I'm so far pretty happy with this. I think that Akari is definitely going to die. I think he's kind of done. Because it's like it makes sense. Like he's got this super OP ability. He already had some really good fights, and now you have him versus this guy who's got what I would consider much more big story potential and plot relevance, who's also really powerful. So it's like all these things combined. I think that like he just didn't have a shot. I think this guy, like when you have like an ability that's way easier to understand, and there's like like something that's for the most part simple, but like one of those guys is just like really highly ranked, it's because they're fucking skilled with that power. Like Hikari's clearly strong, but Kishimo's got like, because we saw that in the flashback he was like an old man, so he has like realistically decades of experience with this power, like of just using it, fighting strong people, and then it's just like he just has to adapt to like the current world. But so like he's got a lot just in general that would make him dangerous. Like I said, when characters have that not that crazy to understand power, but they're really high on the list, it usually means a big deal. What is that cat doing? Okay, it was my other cat. She was mad that the door was shut. She wanted to come in. My not loud cat. But he ends up pretty much shooting that lightning bolt right through Hikari, through Hikari right at the end. But it makes sense for him to do that was probably my favorite part of the chapter, was just the setup to the end. I really like that Kishimo is clearly winning. I mean, he hasn't even done his domain. He looks pretty much fine like fresh. He doesn't look tired at all. But here, Kari's going to do his domain expansion one more time. I like the idea of that, because like obviously with the fact he hit the jackpot for it, he's able to use again, he's got enough power. But logically, if it's kind of like how Megumi has the ability with his whole like the way that it works, how they can pretty much not like tame, but like gain the control over one of the Shikigami, and it's like you summon them. There's like a power level list, and you have to beat them in order to have their power, like be able to summon them. And he figured out a way to pretty much just summon the top boss in order to like suicide kill his opponent. It's not the same thing, but I like the idea that he could use this as like a vital healing technique instead, and it's not just like I'm gonna get the jackpot so I can be powerful fighting. It's like, oh, that way I can heal this wound because otherwise I'm gonna die. I think that's actually really cool. That's just a neat utility of the ability. Akari surviving against Kishimo next chapter is an ass pull to me. It's not an ass pull at all. Like this makes 100% sense, but it's gonna depend on if he loses. But if he like it depends on how it goes. Like him doing it right here makes complete sense. If he does it and somehow loses but lives, and like it's just like he just takes more damage, but he somehow kind of makes it through, I think that wouldn't make sense, but I doubt that's gonna happen. I can see Hikari dying, or at least being completely defeated, but it's like I don't know if there's any way that he can get out of this without dying, because as long as he hits the jackpot, he's gonna be able to pretty much be at full health. So he's like, Kishimo has to pretty much beat him here. Maybe this is where it's gonna happen, because I think he's gonna otherwise die. Like Hikari is cool, but like he's one of those characters that he's made this OP crazy and was shown at the extent that where he's at, but he's up against a bigger force, and I feel like that just is because he was able to be given this crazy OP ability
without too much of a large scope worry of what it could do to affect the series because he was going to die in this fight. I think that's highly possible. What's the best chapter that you've read so far? Right now I haven't read any of the new ones. I was just skimming through One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen because I wanted to see what the official translations had for them. Explain how Natsu can beat Meliodas. Meliodas is immortal. For one, Meliodas isn't immortal anymore. He lost his immortality. But two, Natsu from a power standpoint and a stat standpoint sits so high above Meliodas, like he would just keep bopping him into the ground. Sakura versus Noelle. Sakura has the physical strength to pretty much just body Noelle like immediately. Noelle's faster, but it's a one punch thing that she just has to do. Killing Hikari after getting hyped by Gojo would be crazy. I think that was the point, though. I think that he was just being a measuring stick character, but it's from the protagonist side, so Akutami had time to set it up and kind of do some stuff with it. Hopefully Hikari won't die. He's cool. He is cool, but I feel like him dying for this Kishima dude would be even better. We'll see, though. It's one of those things, depending on how he lives, if he does live, I'm fine with it as long as it makes sense. Okay, I wanted to skim this Ruri Dragon series. This is if it's just gonna be a slice of life. I was hoping it'd be something kind of like Mission Yozakura or Hitman Reborn, where it's part slice of life, part normal battle shonen. I guess I wanted to get something kind of like that for this series because I like the concept, but I think it's just gonna be a slice of life, and I'm not really interested in that. So Aliens area. Here's one of the new ones that I actually am interested in its general setup because it's kind of if you haven't checked it out, it's kind of like Men in Black. They got these aliens. They've got a secret organization that has to deal with them. They have tech and powers, which I think is a cool combo, and I want to see how they end up combining them together. So the main character's whole thing is I think it's he got good grades, and he I don't remember if it said anything about him being an athlete, but he had a really good chance for going to college and stuff. But I think his parents died, and he's got two younger siblings he takes care of. So he's pretty much said he doesn't have time for school. He's got to work and provide for him, and that's obviously now why he's got one of the main reasons he want to take this dangerous job. And now I guess he's moving into a nice place, which is good. That it's he's happy that he's got all this nice stuff for his siblings. That's probably a big relief. Just in general for early series for him, just get him in a good spot, and as long as they're, because it's the series could actually do really well depending on for the main character, that is, depending on how it treats this fact, because if he has this whole setup of in no matter what situation it's dangerous, maybe let's say I assume that this area is, because it's paid for by the secret organization. I can't remember exactly what they're called. It's they'll say in the chapter it's Union 5 or something. But if it's rented out by them, I imagine there's probably more employees of them that would be in this area. And if that's the case, that would mean that it's probably monitored by them and kept more as more protected than your general area. Because if aliens found out about it, it'd probably be dangerous and whatnot. But as long as he has one safe spot where his family is to go home, knowing there's just eventually beat whatever situation they're in, but then they go home like it's nothing, just hang out with siblings, eat dinner and stuff. I think that would be a pretty cool aspect of the series if they go off it. But he's just pretty much just getting his family some food, doing his thing, just showing the more kind of casual stuff on the side. But now he's getting all his paperwork and stuff signed up to join this group and this job. So I'm guessing this is going to be an exposition chapter. We're going to get more about its more general just, oh yeah, we're going to tell you stuff about the series. Because the first one had more about the story aspects of what's going on in their world, and then the power displayed of the main character. And then we got the second chapter, this other dude showing off. I haven't got the names down in this series yet. Oh yeah, the Foreign Affairs Division. But it's wasn't it Foreign Affairs 5 or something? It's the group name in total. Let me see. So this guy's part of a special division. I think that would make sense. I'm guessing he's got maybe gadgets or something, in terms of technology, maybe he's part of that group. But also because maybe it'll also have other people with powers, and that's why his group is special. So Foreign Affairs 5 has 10 teams. Everyone else, and everyone on the various teams. So they probably have like, what? I'm guessing they have just kind of people who work in general, like, large scale ones, but 10 combat teams. You're on Team 7, also named as Team Sharaku. You're on my team. Okay. It's main character thing. I like the painting. It's pretty spooky. Oh, that's not a painting. That's an aquarium. So that alien in the background is some form of monster. Or is that a character? Maybe it's somebody that turns into like a big alien monster creature. I don't know, because it got its own panel, so I'm wondering, is it supposed to be on the team? Okay. Oh yeah, and this dude, Tatsunami. Yeah, he had some freaking Marvel DC name where his name is two similar names right next to each other. Let's see. He's talking about his scar from the implant procedure. Like, I want to know when they're gonna like show more with his arm. Can it do more? Is it just gonna be like, oh yeah, he can stretch it out? And you got this dude, let's see this, Fukusuke Miwa, and he looks kind of like Crollo. He looks kind of like Crollo when he's got like the weird haircut. And it's another guy you can see the implantee up close like this. Oh, so like maybe these guys don't have powers like he does. Because if one of these guys like automatically I would assume have to have some form of implant thing to give them the powers. So there must only be a handful of them or something. Or maybe like only some teams even have one. This dude Genji Anase, okay, so Inspector I guess is what they're gonna be called. Their general roles. Okay, it's got some the chick. Is she gonna be the lead female, or is she just gonna be like the chick on the team? Yumiko Fujiko. Apparently she's on edge and all mad. Oh, she called him a noob. Oh, is she gonna be like a gamer girl? That'd be really funny. Like, depending on how it goes, like if it does like an actual like somewhat well done meme of like a gamer girl as like the lead female, I think that'd be pretty funny. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna see her fight. Okay, he doesn't. I don't think that he has any equipment though, because like logically he wouldn't have gotten to a part where like I think he would have any that matter unless he has some form of like. It's one of those ones where he pulls out like whatever the most basic thing is that you're just kind of given once you start. And not like something that specializes in like how you like you do combat, whatever's like your personal weapon. So like she's bringing out what, some item? Oh, can she teleport or is she just really fast? Okay, I think she can teleport. Moveset, warp. Okay, yeah, so she can teleport. So I wonder like with the equipment, like the thing about that is I wonder like what is the spread for stuff like this? Like, is her ability with this like going to be rare? Are there only going to be some characters that teleport? Or is Tatsumi going to be able to eventually figure out how to do this and teleport? So, because like maybe it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's one of those powers only some people can use. It's one of those just really OP ones and like just general that not everybody can throw around at will. Like not throw around at will. Throw around with like at will with like full skill. Who knows with that? So it's like, okay. So is he still gonna keep fighting? Okay, so he's gonna. Okay, cool. We're gonna see a power thing. So I want to see exactly what else he can do with his abilities. The coworker will probably try to test your abilities, and then that happens. Use your implant. So okay, how to use implant release. I like that he's actually got instructions because there would have been people before him that have been studied and stuff and gone about that. By triggering your fighting instinct and doing what mammals do to threaten, bite down hard on your back teeth. Ooh, this is cool. So it's like his arm. So it must be arm manipulation in general, and it's not just it stretches because his arm comes out like it stretches way out, but it's like it looks like it's stone, and then there's multiple other arms coming out of it. So that's pretty cool. I actually like that. I like if it's just like his arm can do lots of like weird arm things. because with the utility of that and then the technology aspect, I think this series could have a really fun power system. And the main character could, even though his power is like, it would be really weird, I think, to see in a large scale. But with the way that he could use like their different kinds of cool alien equipment, I think could make like how he fights and like way he goes about scenarios a lot more fun, but also stuff that's like generally more flexible. I don't really know what he could kind of generally like he could do to combine them with like his weird like the warp ability, but like I assume if he got something maybe like what if he got something like a gauntlet that could like do something like in conjunction with his power, like, you know, and then maybe multiply or something, like if he did something like this. I don't know, something really neat. I'm trying to think of like how it would work. So like Robin, well no, so Robin's thing is she grows limbs. His thing is like his arm, I think he can just manipulate the arm itself and like change its properties. Because it looks like he made it into rock. So like I wonder if he'd be able to do stuff like make it like really what's the word? Kind of like kind of like something cushiony, not like just like a pillow, but kind of like a goo. Think of something that's like an arm with no bones, where it's just mushy and shit, where it could like absorb an impact. Maybe if he like got smacked really hard, he turns it into like some form of weird gel-like thing that just sticks into a wall or something. That'd actually be really cool too. It's like he's falling, turns it into something like almost like a sticky hand, slaps onto something and it just saves him. So it's like stuff like that I think would be really neat just to see in general. Sakura doesn't have any powers actually reaching. Wait, what? Sakura does have abilities, but I mean she also has her like general like chakra enhanced punches. Who do you think is the best current female lead? Oh, Lucy. Lucy's definitely the best for me. Rebecca already has a gamer girl lead thing. Rebecca doesn't have it in a funny way though. Rebecca plays games, but it's not in like the gamer girl meme. Like if this girl, like imagine this girl's like you go to her apartment and it's really fucking dirty. Happy Father's Day. I already said Happy Father's Day to my dad. Don't worry about it. Okay. So this one is. So right now they're like they're chasing the dad, and he's being a little goofy. I was hoping the flower thing would be a more confident villain. Like I thought it would hold them off longer, and it'd be a display of maybe like how this is dangerous. And it's like, oh, but they're all done together, like it's not that crazy. But then maybe you see a lot more of them. I don't know. I was pretty if it's over, I was pretty saddened by that plant monster because I thought it was kind of cool, and I liked that it could like if it gets damage on them, it absorbs their summon and makes himself more powerful. Yeah, and then just the dad just going and wrecking Taiyo right now. Like Momo, we just know he's way more powerful. He's way more experienced, and he's pretty much just mopping the floor with him. Taiyo can't do anything about it. Why is he in base? Like, dude, use your ability. Like he's look at him. He's just coming through, no diffing. Like he could have killed you multiple times over. So obviously it's for a hidden knife. Yeah, he just kind of keeps it like right up his leg. Another 10 because it's not just like a normal person, yeah, but it's like he's supposed to be like a top spy. So like I imagine like something like checking his leg is like going to be one of the first like easiest moves for him to look for weapons and stuff. In the area, going to be better. Robin. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, yeah. I mean, depending on like what it goes about, because like he's the main character, so he'd get to do all that crazy stuff in larger, grander schemes. They were going to use Ue should have been a sword, and when fighting a superior opponent, you need to fight like you're trying to kill them. That's true. Like he makes a lot of good points. So he got a 0 out of 100. I mean, yeah, like this. Taiyo should like I can't imagine going against somebody way more powerful in that scenario, not going like all in. If Taiyo's holding back, that's his own fault. Let me see. It's funny how people compare Goldarts to Shanks, but in the new One Piece movie, Shanks apparently has a daughter, so therefore Goldarts is always there for his kid. I mean, they just Oda saw that Goldart's backstory. He wanted to jump right on board. more of these things. I'm glad. We need to throw a bunch more of them in there and make it so these things are relevant. I like them. If they're large scale kind of minions, these are the fodder they're going to mostly be dealing with. I'm hoping that they have some form of capabilities. Let's see. He's just talking to them right now. So he made these little guys. Oh, is he gonna? Why does it do that sometimes? Why does it go to the bottom of the page? And Super Weeb worth a whole lot of them. So he calls them his little brothers. I want to see if they can become intelligent. Like at some point, if these could evolve into like boss characters for individual people. Because they're not there was like, oh well, what if they were just kind of like just random things they made? But it's like if they came from Tsubomi, I assume, and like he calls them the little brothers. Call them like what? Saku Rambu Dark Cherries. I mean, it's a neat name. I bet in Japanese it's a lot cooler, but I'm just gonna call them Dark Cherries. I can make more and more of them, and more of the pure song will be connected. Ray will come back to life, and you as a core family will be whole again. So these are like minions in his kind of just going about trying to make them. He's given off, like he's the ABC family version of fused Aizen. He's got his Hogyoku, and he's got his Arankar in the back. He's working on it. I like it though. I like that he's made these minions go into his goal. Tayo's getting pissed off again. Tayo, if you're gonna go in again, you better get damn serious, dude. You better not just run in there to run in there. Oh, he went under the ground. Why? Why are you going straight for him? Like you know that it's not gonna go well for you. Yeah, you don't get there. Take out the fodder first. Take out the fodder first. You should know that. He uses ability, so he just pretty much just darts through the ground. I think that's pretty cool. I do like that. Tsumi said, she'll protect you to fight her family. That's your decision. He's just kind of like, he's like, yeah, he wants to just fight him now. But it's like, dude, you need to actually be stronger if you're going to fight this. I do like the panel where he's lifting the sword, trying to extend to hit him. I think that looks really good. Yeah, he just jumps off. Like, that doesn't surprise me. You really think that, like, you're going to beat him here and now? Like, you need to go up. He aggravates you more, right? Aggravates me more every time I see him. They're just getting pissed off now. Yeah, because he keeps clowning on you guys. Like, get stronger. Like, if I was there and they're like, what are we going to do? I'd be like, how about first, before we go fight him again, we get more powerful? Like, this is a legit thing. Because, like, when you know that this guy is stronger than all of you, it's like, you should probably work on, like, everybody in the group and just generally, like, do a short time skip. We don't have time for this. We don't have time to just keep throwing at it, but we do have time for a time skip. That'd be perfect. And they'd say, like, you know what? I don't know how you're so smart at this. And I'd say, well, I realize, like, train equals stronger. Like, don't just go home and hang out. Vutom and the others have taken their target out. And it's funny though, because it's like they do after stuff they don't like. I can't think of anybody really training except for Tayo. The other characters just go home and they just chill. Vaporize the thing completely. I was just talking about like pretty much take out everything on it. Okay, here we go. So we got Kyoto talking to Izumo, and they're just doing their thing back and forth. And it looks like, okay, they're going to have a gold ranking, a proposal with regard to disposal of the Yozakor family. I feel like that's going to be impossible. Like, they're pretty much at the tip top. Like, you're not going to... I guess, like, they're still not, like, in charge of the company enough. They're just kind of, like, big deals in the company. Or, like, company, organization, I guess, is the better term, but... Can they do it? Like, isn't Kyosho, like, the strongest person in their whole group? What are they gonna do, like, to fight him if, like, they have, like, some conflict? But they're gonna have gold rank meetings, so we're gonna see all the pretty much top tiers, which I think will be pretty cool. Maybe then we'll find out something. Maybe Kyocho's only, like, the third strongest, and there's, like, 2 guys above him or something. We think Lucy can beat Rukia. Yeah, Lucy beats Rukia. And it's like, people talk about Rukia, but Rukia's only thing is absolute zero. Lucy has scales better. She's defeated harder opponents. She just has to watch out for one thing. And on top of that, Lucy has hologram, so she has an automatic instant save. And the moment Rukia, like if Rukia tries to just say Bankai, Hologram just ends up auto saving her, bringing her back. Rukia can't move because she has to cool down. Lucy just one taps her, bam. And otherwise, she has to take time to get her Shikai to get to absolute zero, which in that time Lucy can just run circles around her, have a Metria set up in the back and one shot her. Mission Yoskora feels like it's going in circles. The problem is, it's like, I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying because they just keep encountering their dad and then just not being able to catch him. But I think that's kind of the point for right now of where it's been going, is like each of these has caused so much property damage and caused so much mayhem and so much of a problem for this organization. Maybe that's what it's more for, because to them they're just going about it trying and going home, and like they don't seem to really do anything to help clean up the same way as like I would assume like the whole organization has to really deal with. So maybe they're gonna end up just trying to get rid of them, and that's gonna be more of the point. Well, they are trying to get rid of them, but like that's more the point of the last couple encounters and how it was treated, which I think would be a cool idea if that's where the story's gonna go from here, to kind of set up more in the larger scheme. A hologram could probably save her from Rukia's Bankai. Yeah, hologram is a cheat instant save. Like Lucy is hard to fight because she has so many things that she could do, and that's like how like Natsu is such a good opponent, or such a good character for most opponents. It's not because like obviously like, I'm talking about like burning magic or like his power level stuff. It's he's gone up against a ton of really OP general abilities and different elements that usually like sit higher in general standings in series, and he's beaten them. Like he just has like he's fought so many like opponents to show like he's got a level of degree of combat experience with X, Y, and Z, and like he has shown that he can counter stuff like time, space, like he's time itself, but like time magic, space magic, dark magic, light magic. Like he's done a lot, and that's kind of like the problem with Lucy, is like fighting Lucy would just be so difficult because she has so many things you don't know what she's doing. Like the Mimi fight, for example, she summons Gemini, turns into her, goes for like a double kick, and then you don't really see where Gemini, like what Gemini's doing after that. We focus on other stuff because Lucy just keeps fighting, and you don't realize that she had like it was all a bluff just to have Gemini stand in the back, cast Metria at double power and one shot her. Like Lucy in general is just a tricky fighter. I think Mars will have a role in the final arc in Black Clover. I hope so. Like, it's so weird Mars hasn't come back. Lucy still versatile, her spirit magic, how strong Anna was in her prime. Anna's really weird because she's done nothing combat-wise, and we have, like, nothing to go off her. Like, she could just be more of, like, a caster, though. As, like, more in that general area back when she was doing it. And I think Lucy breaking out of being a traditional summoner, because she didn't want to fight behind her spirits, has made her into like she's not a combat wizard the same as Natsu, but she's like the most combat wizard version of a celestial spirit wizard. I'm starting to think Tabata doesn't care about Mars. I feel like he just has no plan for him, which makes me very sad, because I really like Mars. Mars has like a really cool design. I really like his magic combination. I really like his story. And it'll make me really sad if Mars just doesn't like come back and have any real role in the rest of the story. Okay. So this chapter, like I said, we gotta keep an eye out on this series to make sure like any signs of it getting axed, of it getting rushed and then ending. And I've been watching out for that. So we'll see this chapter if it's gonna go down any avenue like that. Let me give me 1 second and we're gonna start. above Alvarez and Lucy, we don't know. We have no idea where Anna really sits. The weird thing about Lucy, like in terms of being a celestial spirit wizard, is there's only 3 that we've seen in combat, and I would say like kind of 2.5, and that's Angel, Yukino, and Lucy, because like Hisui never really fought. Like she had low levels of pretty much attempted celestial spirit magic. But Lucy, we knew Lucy overtook Angel, at least from like the Horacios Ace Angel, in the Grand Magic Games, because she was able to summon 2 gold spirits at the same time. Like it's not like Dragon Slayers. Like we have more room to kind of like compare Dragon Slayers. Like we don't have a lot of space to compare Celestial Spirit Wizards. And Anna and Layla, we never really we didn't see fight once, so we don't have anything to compare to Lucy. All for One is a really boring villain. Yeah, I think he's pretty ass. Does My Hero fandom like where it's been going? I don't know. I don't really talk to any My Hero stands. I don't even see any on the timeline anymore. Like there were some My Hero people that I was mutuals with on Twitter, and I just don't see them post anymore. So I feel like My Hero just doesn't excite them or something. I don't really know what's going on with My Hero. The Clock Theory said I just hope Lucius doesn't get nerfed like Lucifaro. I want it to be more grounded in like how any form of like high level time manipulation that Lucius is gonna get, because if Tabata makes him too much, like the way that his abilities combine, if he can reverse time, see into the future, and heal his wounds, like logically the only way that he would ever lose is some super anti-magic scene, which I think would be kind of Like if he just loses because like anti-magic cancels all his abilities, they get Asta close enough and then he wins. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be more where he's using it more kind of like it's more grounded, but the way that his abilities all combine is what makes him so hard to fight. So instead of it being like, oh, he's in a spot, he reverses time, it's like he foresaw you set up a bunch of traps. Maybe he manipulates time on like areas. Like, you know, what if he took an animal, reversed time on it, and then made it back into like a dinosaur or something? I think that would be really cool if it was done more like that. Like something to make it more menacing for him in his level of display and his level of versatility of it, rather than just like he reverses time. Because it's just like, well, what is it, just gonna anti-magic takes him back in time or something? You don't need that. You don't like Lucy? I love Lucy. Lucy's such a good female lead. I'm a huge fan of like how Lucy's done. I was hoping Rebecca would get more treatment. Like Rebecca's really weird right now. Like Mishima, like I don't know if he just doesn't want to give her the same level of like spotlight attention. If he's trying to kind of like have Rebecca be somewhere between how Ellie was and how Lucy was. But I don't know. I know they're about to also go back in time soon. Might do some time shenanigans. Lucy losing every fight is when you like her. Wait, are you talking about me? Oh, he only likes Lucy when Lucy loses? Oh, that's a pretty negative way to give the poor girl. But yeah, let's go through the chapter with Doran. I'm guessing by the name, Goki Sukahara. Okay, I think I actually said that right. I'm guessing that's going to be a character. Maybe that's this old guy, and he's going to be some high-ranking character. I don't remember if we've seen this guy before. Okay, so they showed up here. They're supposed to talk to this dude. I think it'd be cool if they introduce a top tier. Like, they introduce, like, number 1 or something, or maybe number 3 of the samurai officers, or maybe some form of old teacher, elder character. But I think that could be a logical spot if this is his teacher. And look, I still really like this. I really like that Kusanagi can turn, like, just shapeshift and, like, turn into a pair of shears. I like that a lot. Like, it makes his character so fun just to see what he turns into. Because the design isn't bad in how they do it. It's just going to be, I would be the color of what he is, and then he's got, like, his little eyes on it. I'm a fan of Kusanagi. Kusanagi's a good little guy. So he's just talking to this dude. He's like, why do you fight Mononoke? This is probably like a test thing. It's a dangerous job, obviously. I mean, but it's like, this is a regular thing. It's not like something that it's easily avoidable. Like, if I was in the world, I would want to do this because, like, not just for, like, the job, but imagine this. Imagine, really quick, imagine being in their world and there is a way to get powers, but not only is there a way to get powers, but, like, you could use them just for your everyday survival. Like you imagine, like you're off work. There's a Mononoke, some powerful one that shows up, and like even if you say like you don't stay with the business, you just learn how to do it. Like just being able to use the ability defensively, I would assume. Not even that. What if you got in a car crash and you had a superpower that used for some defensive move? And it's like, you take the energy and bulk yourself up with it, and it defends you against the damage, makes your durability higher. And then bam, you don't die in a car crash. Like, that could actually be really useful. You're never going to have that cartoon life of a piano falling on you. You're going to be able to defend against it. Lucy got power-ups at the end of the manga. Lucy got a good boost recently. She's looking pretty good. I feel like Lucius needs to have some conditions if you're making do shit like reverse time. Yeah, I think people want it to kind of like large scale and too kind of uncontrolled, which I don't think they realize how dangerous that is from a writing standpoint, because it just puts your story in such an easy way to get messed up if you put a character like that with no real limitations and no plan. Lucy and Ellie took time to get spotlight. The thing is though, we know that Eden Zero is past the halfway point. Rebecca can do stuff, but she's more competent and capable than Ellie, but she's not even close to Lucy. Like I feel like Mishima is just writing writing her role in the story, like how she kind of goes about it, kind of in between those two characters, because it's not the same thing, but it's similar to Ellie. She has this power that's really really important to the verse itself, Aetherion and Cat Leaper. But Cat Leaper is way more of it's way less of a large impact story plot line and more of like a mystery to the series. Like it's more of like a question, I'd say, than what Aetherion was. But in terms of like how she has like in terms of capability and like fighting and stuff, she's like in between Ellie and Lucy, and I think that's what Mishima might be trying to do. I think that would make sense because at this point, if she can't do anything really crazy with her ether gear combat wise, I think that he's just going to keep it the way that it is for the most part, and not give her as many like crazy abilities as the other characters have. Because it probably is why he's keeping her not strong. And there was that whole point where remember when we saw the part where it was like that she's the weakest, but she has the best ether gear in terms of ether gear ability and stuff. I think he's intentionally going to keep her weaker like that to like make it so she's always at that low spot, but it's just depending on like how she uses her ability, she can win most scenarios more so than other characters, and to kind of keep her as that like ace for their team, like that hidden trump card if they need to reverse time. If Julius was OP as Yuhabak. Yuhabak though is a problem, is that's why we have like the still silver arrow just kind of coming out of nowhere. Villains becoming too OP seems to be a common thing at the end of the shonen. It's not becoming too OP. It's making them too strong without an idea of how they're going to beat them. Because that's the problem. You can make somebody way high up, and then as long as there's something like Akinogi is factually a good example of that. There is that weakness that existed despite how powerful he was going to get. We knew that he had this weakness. Or like if it's something built up in the story, or something that like the characters have to obtain, like some form of weapon or ability that can beat a specific character. One of those things where it's like you have something built into the story, into like what's going on in order always of or something like Sauron, like in Lord of the Rings. And I know there's like a lot more large scale, but it's like despite him being this crazy powerful dude, you destroy the ring and he dies. It's like you have an idea of how they can win. There's like, it's not just like you're just making the characters super OP and have no idea of like how this guy's gonna get taken down. And otherwise you end up in a Madara situation. Rebecca's overdrive is really disappointing. Hope she can actually get a better combat wise. I don't think she's going to. Like that was a really good spot to show a display of it. Not just like it doesn't even have to like really win against Clown, but like we didn't even really get to see it do anything. We didn't even get to see like it do anything in terms of like a battle. I feel like Rebecca's just not gonna be that character. Maybe at the end she'll get like a really good solo fight, but I mean, at this point, we've only got so many chances she can fight left, in the idea of like the scope of the story. And characters are only going to get more powerful from here. Okay, so they're just talking about like how they promised to make the world a happier place. You know, it's got a good, solid reason. You know, just helping out people in general, the kindness of your heart kind of thing. And Kusanagi's on board, and then obviously like he doesn't want people to be scared of Mononoke. I wonder if this guy can like fight with the shears, because I'm guessing like this guy's got like a Buddha die and like he's got the large earlobes. I bet he's the old powerful dude. I'm really hoping he's going to be high up on the list. He just kind of here comes in Eisuke to come talk to him. Mr. Sukahara. Yeah, so this is the guy from the chapter. He's the old head. So, okay, so he's the old head. Okay, so he is like a retired guy. Okay, that's interesting. I was expecting him to be like one in the group, but he still fits the potential as being that old OP guy. Maybe we'll see something in the chapter of him do something combat wise. So yeah, he's the previous boss. He's the retired boss. Okay, let me see. So probably Mononoke will attack headquarters in a few days. Just gather up all your Oh, hang on, no, that's probably why I was gonna be gather up all your officers. But it's like, oh, that's what they want. They want to take them all out of one spot. They could just split up some of the people. Samurai officers represent the strongest of our corps. Please prepare for battle. And are these all of them, or is this just their team? I want to see some of these characters. Okay, yeah, samurai officer. Okay, hang on. Rui Hosokawa. I like her design. She's got some like 3-colored Yu-Gi-Oh hair. Oh, I'm gonna be a fan of her. Do you think that they're after that in the underground? Oh, okay, we're gonna have one of those foreshadowing bits that some dude who's gonna, some big monster or something, some Mononoke they have captured. Attacking headquarters, suicide mission for this guy. Namishiro Kita, I think it's, I gotta say it, Kitabe. Some of the harder Japanese last names, like, I look at this guy, Hajime Narita, okay. Hitaba Take. I think I got it that time. I'm not a fan of his design though. I kind of like his hair design. It depends on the colors, but like I don't know. He looks kind of boring. Maybe he's a character who's gonna look cooler out, like doing stuff. He's like a meathead character. I might like him if that's the case. They got this dude Hajime. He looks all right. I don't really care for his design. He doesn't look too interesting. There's a dude over here that's been sleeping, I guess. Is he gonna be some like really powerful snoozy guy, kind of like Zenitsu? Don't know. We got some dude, I guess he's mad. Sakanta Ashikage. And like, he's just upset that Dora and them are there. I mean, he's a special case. Like him and Kusanagi are a special case, and they're friends now with the old boss. So you're good. Also, okay, we are gonna get a display of him. Okay, cool. I want to see how strong this guy is. Are they all supposed to attack him? Maybe this is just something that they're supposed to do. Like maybe he trained him like this. Let's see. They had a contact with a key figure during the last mission. I thought they could provide interesting information, so I asked them to join us. I'm sure they'll help us. Can he spilled? Oh, it's okay. I think I understand. God damn it! I don't know why it does this. I think I understand. Before I go further, let me guess. So he's talking, and then he coughs. I guess he probably gets like too much of his hot drink, and it's like he has an opening. Like maybe from a combat standpoint, like because these are officers. Like I get why Dora and Kusanagi wouldn't have anything about this, but maybe like to them, this guy hasn't had no openings. It's, it's one of those swordsman things where it's like they're not going to do anything. There's no openings, and they know that maybe he'll just respond at any point, like if they try anything, even though he looks unarmed. But here it's like an accident, and that's like the closest thing that they have. But he's gonna clap him up. I like seeing all the character eyes. I actually really like this. I like this panel a lot. I like this set of panels. I think that looks really cool. He's gonna clap them all. Yep, he just clapped. Oh, he's got a cane. Oh, okay, hang on. Does he have a sword cane? Oh man, this guy's already looking cool for me. He's got I would assume a sword cane. Like, maybe, does it open up or maybe the blade come out the bottom? either way, the design looks cool. It's like a very basic looking one, but I think like just how like the notches look, it'll look really cool if that's a sword cane. Yeah, and he just bops each of them completely, slaps them down. Of course, they're not getting. Well, hang on. I saw the panel at the end of the next page, and I need to give it a second, get full context because I'm really interested in this guy. Yeah, so this is one of the things I was hoping though. I wanted to see this guy show off. He's like a powerful old dude. Makes sense. He'd have a lot of skill. These people have probably never even gotten close to him. I asked them to try and hit me if I let my guard down. In addition to training with the young, I also need to keep up with my conditioning too, or for you to do the same. They're just probably, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, you probably get used to it after years of just trying to attack this guy. Getting back on track, the one pulling the strings behind the scenes is a man named Hanzo Miyamoto. Okay, and it's like the dude, he's like the edgy looking swords guy. I want to see this guy do something. Like, he's got the cool edgy setup, and depending on how he goes about his thing, I want to know. I want to see how cool he is. And see if I'm going to like corner intel. He's wrapped in black bandages. I like that they have the writing on it. And he must be taking on advantage. That we can put a stop to everything. Let me see. What if he ran? Okay, it says because I'm guessing that he used to be a big deal in their group, and then he defected. Oh, hang on. The Mononoke appear in this world because of a jutsu cast by that man. By killing him, the jutsu will be lifted, and Mononoke will disappear from this world. Okay, so that's a big thing right there. Like, that is either a important lore drop or a potential the series will get rushed thing. That has me a little concerned. It actually has me a little bit concerned. And right now we're gonna probably be sitting in a weird spot. And this is something I assume is I would bet they assume, like maybe killing this guy doesn't happen. Maybe this is to set up a big villain, like larger scale, and he's, this is who the series is going to be putting up. Like, he's gonna be a way bigger villain. But otherwise, like, it has me a little nervous. And I definitely want to wait to see like where this goes. Sam, these are some wrong takes, my friend. What power-ups do you want Noelle to get? I mean, we want to see her ultimate magic. I want to get her ultimate magic. I really doubt Rebecca is going to go back in time this arc because both Kaido and Shura proved that a villain saying that a character's dead isn't true. They thought Shiki and Luffy were dead. Well, I think that just because like the way that her and Shiki are at right now, like they could use the combination of Cat Leaper and Saiyan Gravity to go back and fix the situation they're in. Did Doran's first volume do any good? I don't think so. But like I kind of have a feeling that they're gonna push the series just to have like a series until they get it like an anime, because they should know now consistently. You can have a series have fair sales, but once the really good looking anime comes out, especially stuff with stuff with good fighting choreography and swords, then you can have like a sudden surge in the manga sales and stuff. And I kind of want them to give Doran a shot into going down there, because I feel like that is a good move for them. And it would mean that Shonen Jump can stop axing so much stuff if they can keep being, keep just kind of like playing the fact that you let certain things that can build momentum just kind of sit, and then give it a really good anime, and then bam, that thing will just kind of surge. Because even like Doran doesn't even have to be anything kind of like crazy outward. It just has to be a fun series that people like and then looks good animated. It's crazy how people complain about Shuen's villains winning fights now when he's been doing. I don't know who's complaining about them winning fights. I haven't seen any of that. I don't mess with Eden Zero Twitter as much. It seems to have a little bit more of a Tumblr-y fan base than Fairy Tail did. I gotta keep my distance. Rebecca versus Lucy. Lucy claps. I don't want another repeat of Belleragor, especially when we're this far. I mean, it just depends on how far they go back. It would just depend on how far they go back. Goes back 5 minutes, fixes a couple things. Doesn't have to do the whole arc. Apparently, Kaiju 8 is getting an anime. That's going to be pretty hype. As long as they make sure it looks good, I'm sure it'll come through crisp and do really well. Like I think Kaiju is a lot of hype potential for an anime. It just depends on how they go about it. Okay, let's see what's going on. So he's now getting his whole setup with Ghost. We're gonna read the new Undead Unluck. Homura is the best girl leading Zero. I'd probably say so too. Hold on. Okay, I'll get back to that. We'll talk about what's going on here. What's that? Is my stream going just fine? Let me go to my stream actually really fast. Is it working again? Oh yeah, I think I have my headphones on. 1 second. Is my sound this far down like the whole time? Let me see my sound. Is my sound really low? Hello, hang on, let me see. Let me test this really fast and go to live. Is it working better? Let me see. Cat meow some. I might have to mess with my mic. My gain is looking a little down actually. Hello. I'll read some of the comments real quick. I'd say Rebecca or Hermit, our best girl. Oh, it's because my face was away from the mic. Okay, I had it off on the side a little bit. I was worried that my mic was just being weird in general. Okay, I'll just kind of keep it here. Make it easier. Alright. We got Undead Unluck and we've got Mashal still. So let's talk about that. Hold on a second. Okay. Nico was assimilated with Ghost. Well, how is he gonna fight him then? Is he gonna get like spectral abilities? Like, is he gonna be able to be transparent or not transparent? Intangible. It was like, yeah, he turns transparent, it's just like you can't see him. I guess he get that too. Andy's weird like blood rocket powers are always really fun to see, because it's like you get down to a head, and you just want to like propel yourself. Chikara, that was his name. I was trying to remember that, but his chest isn't shining. What does that mean? Like stuff like he's got to bite his tongue and just the way that he angles it to like shoot it around, because his Chikara's not looking at his mouth, so he can move his mouth. It's just neat stuff like that. I think is really cool with the way the abilities work in this one, and just how Andy's can kind of do weird little cheeky ways around him. Even with their combined intellect, the dolls wouldn't function as we want. So yeah, they're just not the same. So what's the... Is his plan just... He's going to pretty much just work to have his wife sold to kind of like have her alive a little bit before the world resets again? That's a pretty bad plan. He's talking about stuff having a soul. No girl by Ghost is made this possible. So it's like, oh, so he's saying it's like things don't have a soul, but if Ghost comes in and stuff is gonna have a soul, and then he can figure out how to get his wife back. But it's like, well, then you're only gonna be able to have her back for a little bit. It's like, why wouldn't you just work to fix the world, like defeat God and then go back and like save people or something, or just kind of like do it in tandem. Does he always have more flashbacks? Maybe it's his wife's soul. It's like she's trying to be like, hey, fucker, stop being a traitor. Oh, she's conducting research on souls. Oh, this is the sad part. Is this part where she... So is the one girl like her actual daughter? Like, is this actually like this chick's mom? He's been banging. He's no pullout game certified. Or is this better than Elsie? I mean, Elsie's cool, but like Elsie... I think Elsie would have been... I think Elsie should have been like a part where she's actually like teamed up, I think, with them in a more direct way against like an enemy. Like if she's like... Maybe that's going to be this arc, actually. I think maybe that could be that. If she gets out and then goes and fights Crow or something. Because logically, she should be able to match him. Then we get... and he goes all sad. He's starting to forget his wife. And he's just... Oh, man, what is this? Oh, this panel looks really cool. I like how the orb around him like looks from a side view. It just looks like a little disc. What is Andy gonna do? How does he get out of this? Anytime when he destroys it, causes you to suffer and feel bad. He loves his robots. Oh, he just does dead end. Oh, he just rips his arms clean off. He just dead ends everything and just blasts the whole place. He had some... Sorry, fella. He just fucking just blasts the whole zone, wrecks everything. That was a good chapter. I thought that one was pretty solid. Now here's what I've been most hyped for this week from Shonen Jump. Let's see what's going on with Mashal, because I know Mashal's gonna have something really fun. Let me see if there's anything I need to look at. I still disagree with your take from before. Jin remaining before Jin remaining a villain because he's the... I never said Jin should have stayed a villain. I said if Jin... I would have liked it if Jin stayed one longer. But Jin wasn't really a villain. Jin would be like an anti-hero. Like, the way that I would have really preferred it, this is just my opinion, it's like you would have encountered Jin as like... Think of Jin kind of like as a Boba Fett type character. Like he's just encountered like maybe like in some space bar or something. Like he's like a dangerous character that could be an ally, could be an enemy, depending on what the scenario is. And maybe like 2 encounters after that, then he joins the crew or something. I just sort of liked it if he was a longer standing kind of like anti-hero, because I liked that he was this... He made more sense to go like be a lone wolf character because he was a mercenary, whereas Gajo was just kind of in his guild. And then after that, we know that Gajo didn't want to kind of go down that path, whereas Jin was like already a mercenary, and Let was just kind of doing what he was summoned to do. So let me get to the Mashal chapter. Okay, we got some lore stuff. Long ago, when the history of magic was in its infancy, the world was divided into several small countries. Conflicts between these countries were a daily affair, but then a handful of successful magic users appeared, possessed enough strength to turn the tides of battle. Okay, so it's just like Wizard Wars 101. The double line mages. Okay, so that's what this is like when the higher level people started kind of showing up, and kind of where like, because it's just most people have the 1 line. 2 lines are an extra class of people, like just generally more powerful. They got to fight off 100 single line mages at a time, but their rival only exacerbated the fighting. Every country sought to hoard them. Yeah, they're a big deal. Until one day, they met their match. A single figure appeared and united all in their own magic. Adam Jobs, the first divine visionary. Yeah, he's the one who had dark magic. And he just claps these guys. Alone, he could take on the entirety of a country's forces. Those comparable in strength who awaken the power of the gods after him are revered as divine visionaries. So this is cool. This is giving us the kind of large-scale lore. I like this. They are the symbol of absolute power in the world. Nothing can encroach upon their strength. Okay, so this makes a lot more sense. So the divine the divine visionaries are people that just reach a level of status. Initially I thought the divine visionaries were like more of an organization. Like this is like a special group that's like the highest people. So like when like characters were getting clapped, like Order and all them, like were like when Order lost, it was like, well, who's higher than this guy? It wasn't that this guy was somewhere at the peak. It made sense that he was just the highest out of that group in the school for like the people who have achieved this. So that made a lot of sense. I get that a lot more now. So I like this. I like that it's more of just, it's something that anybody once they get to that spot in life can achieve. These like higher level of people, second line, and then you. Well, Adam, he should have had a third line, right? I'm pretty sure he does. Okay, and you have the brothers. Just what? They're just clapping people now. Makes sense. The weird pudding brother beat the ice chick. He's just like chewing on ice now. What was the one dude that was fighting the second? Was that the dragon brother? I think it was. The dragon dude lost to the card guy, and then what? Doom and Thanatos. Doom must have just completely like slashed through Thanatos. That's pretty sick. Let me see. What the hell? He's tough. My regeneration ability can't keep up. With thirds can't be dodged. And he just beat it. He just beat his way through it. But what does it do? I just want to know what its ability is. Oh, you're gonna get clapped, dude. You're gonna be around a magic soon. Like I don't even think Doom is using his magic. You have fortitude. You have a sizable flaw. You lack power. I mean, yeah, the thing is like. Gito just looked hacks, like the regen, and I was like, okay, well, whatever his thing is, probably what the Thanatos ability is. But it's like, if that went through, there was no shot he was going to be able to fight this dude. Because if his thing is just like his abilities let him keep healing and to set up something, if that setup doesn't work, then clearly he's not going to beat Doom. Is consciousness Fatus? Wait, Fate. I read the next word, like, I was reading the next word like as I was saying faded, and like I was like, because I looked at it and I was like Renatus Revel, like I completely messed it up pretty bad. As his consciousness faded, Renatus Revel, the immortal Cain. Wait, what? I thought his name was Agito. Am I getting my guys mixed up? This was the first time he'd seen one with the strength to surpass a god. Yeah, here we have Doom looking pretty fit, looking pretty hype, looking like a powerful good villain. Ooh, they got crucified, so they're all just dead? Dang, I thought they would each get like another chapter to show off, but I guess that makes sense. It doesn't make sense they get clapped by these guys. These are like the cream of the crop dudes, like the most powerful bad guys. I figured they would at least, though, like I said, get a little bit more of a display, but they got off-paneled like a bunch of scrubs. Even if the visionaries couldn't stop them. Oh, it's not possible greeting. Okay, here we have Innocent Zero. I shall rule over this world, and my first course of action shall be to exterminate humankind. Well, then who's going to be left? I'll become the perfect being. Killing you would ensure that none can threaten my superiority. Yeah, but what are you going to do afterwards? You wish to live, but you wish to live, I offer you an opportunity. Okay. What are you going to do? Capture MASH, burn to death. So it's like everybody's going to turn on MASH. But it's like, well, how are people going to live in this world if he's just going to kill everybody else? I'm very curious to know what his plan is. Like, if he's going to try to remake humanity or something. He's at Melodiol's clinic. This is the final act of benevolence, by all means. Fight for your last remaining chance to live. You have until the day before the eclipse. Well, how long is that? How many days is that? You'll experience pain beyond your wildest dreams. Just stabs these guys up. Yeah, they all have to just be dead. Is Bash fixed? Hang on. Either gods or the devil grant you mercy. Someone please save us. Yeah, it's gonna be MASH. Give him time. Well, this freaking dude. Thanks for your help. I'm to see if Innocent Zero was hiring. Shut up, you nerd. Well, how long until MASH? Is MASH only like at 60%? Okay, so this is probably going to be when more main characters show up, and they're going to have to hold everybody off. They're going to have to get in there. You know, other people in the main cast who have been training, they can get in the fight and actually be able to fight some of these dudes. My guess is they're gonna be able to defeat some of them, like maybe one or two of them. Then maybe Mash will come in, do some like imagine it like this. It's like you have the four brothers. The first two lose, like they're able to defeat the weaker two, but they can't defeat the third one. And then Mash comes in, does some like Goku versus Nappa thing where he claps him, and then goes and fights the Doom for like the main fight before getting ready for the final boss. I think that'd be pretty good. Can Warren beat Green Bull? Nah, no. Warren's not a fighter. He's a support wizard. Natsu versus Dogromag for Chapter 111. I'm very curious to know where the next 111 is going to lead. Just because like it can go in multiple interesting directions. I still really hope that Kieran eats that Lacrima. And Kieran decides to like do the crazy move and power up off that. I need it. Blood Sister is getting a fight. She hasn't had one to run her chapters. I mean, she's a healer. She's really weird to put in a combat scenario. Can't believe Ivan became relevant again. I mean, just like his name, not him as a character. Can Jenny use her takeover on Wall since he's Machias or Machias? I don't know how it's pronounced. I really one of these days I'm gonna look it up in the dub and see like how they say it. I mean, I think she could, for once in his in his race. And then maybe his dead version, like, get his soul, assuming he is a robot man soul. But otherwise, like, the power gap is too crazy. Like, she couldn't do it on Wall in, like, mid-combat. Hasn't Sister already lost? No, she just got attacked at the end of the chapter. I don't count that as a loss. Hermit has pretty transformations. I mean, I like her forms. I think Jalal can beat Laxus. I mean, Jalal has always ended up looking better than Laxus in the long run. But obviously, Laxus right now looks better. So I can't. I'm waiting for Jalal to at least do something, because his fight with Gears had. I mean, it was cool for like a feat for him to be able to do that, like put status effect stuff like that onto thought projections, because that's just cool for him. But it's like, from a fighting standpoint, beating Gears was already within range, something I think he could have been able to do just fine, and he did. And the Ziggy will create more elite soldiers at the level of the Dark Stars. I mean, he's probably going to upgrade them. He's probably going to upgrade past these ones and just boost past them. But anyway, that's it for this one. We're going to try and keep these kind of coming up, these nice little just Sunday chat streams. Talk about the Shonen Jump chapters that, read through them. Since the other series, like, usually, like, it's just, like, the fan translation can come out at any time, whereas, like, this one I can actually plan and go through some of the stuff and talk about, like, where some of the things are edging at right now. I mean, MASH right now is pretty much just, they're fighting some of the boss characters. I'm looking forward to the fight when MASH gets back up. But, like, it's very clear that they're going to have some of the other characters come in and defend against events, because stuff's otherwise going to get pretty dangerous right now. Because if they don't have anyone to defend, like, they're just gonna pretty much come in and take them. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, they're gonna have to pretty much come in and try and fix the situation. Because there's a bunch of side characters that still have the potential to come back and really do something for it. But anyway, I'm gonna head on out. Talk to you guys later. Hope you guys have a good one, and see you. We'll talk we'll do a stream, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday. One of those days I'm gonna do a stream, and we'll have a nice chat then, and we'll figure out what's going on. We'll probably do it maybe Wednesday, talk about like that, and then we'll talk about